All right, today we have a 2002 Hyundai Santa Fe. We're going to put some new rear shocks in it. The rear shocks, the old bushings have fallen apart real bad and they've been making all kinds of noise. So our customers asked us to replace the shocks. So we'll go ahead and get started. First thing we did, we have it up on the lift, but you can do this on a jack also. Very first thing we'll do is get it all the way up in the air and we'll go underneath it. Okay, we're now underneath the vehicle. Here you can see the bottom shock bolt. Once we take this off, you can slide the shock off this post. But we're just going to take this nut and take it almost all the way off. We're not going to take it off yet. Reason for that, the shock is actually compressed in the coil spring right now. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to loosen up the two bottom shock nuts, and then we're going to lower the car again so the wheels are touching the ground, and then we're going to take off the top shock mounting bolts. So we're going to go ahead and loosen this. And just leave it on there, but just finger loose. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side. All right, we're going to go ahead and zip this side off too and just get it finger tight. Or finger loose. Okay, at this point, we're going to go ahead and lower the vehicle again, but just enough so that the back wheels are just barely touching the ground. Okay, we're now in the back hatch area of the truck. You'll see these little plastic covers on the sides here. What you want to do is just pop them out with a little screwdriver. And underneath here is this little rubber cap, and that is the top nut for the shock. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. The easiest way to do it, there's a little flat spot on this very top stud where you can hold it and keep it from spinning. So what we'll do is just hold it like so and just get this all the way off. Now remember, only do this step once you have the weight of the vehicle or the tires touching the ground a little bit, because again, this shock is what keeps that coil spring compressed. All right, now you can see I can actually push down on the top of the shock here. So what we're going to do is move over back under the wheel well. All right, we're under the wheel well. You know, the wheels are still on the ground and that top shock nut is loose. So you can just take the shock and literally compress it with your hand and take it out of the hole there. Now what we have to do is take off the bottom nut the rest of the way with our fingers, the one that we left finger loose earlier. So take this off. And the shock will just slide right off there. So go ahead and pull that out and get our new shock ready to install. All right, we've got our new shock lined up next to our old one. You can see the bushing was just completely gone on this thing. It was making all kinds of racket and noise when going over bumps. All we have to do now is set up the bushing onto the new one. It's got a little bit different style. One washer goes over like so, and then your bushing, and then the other bushing and washer will go on the inside of the truck. So we're just going to slide the bottom end back over the support underneath and start that nut by hand. All right, next we're going to slide our bushing over the top of the shock, and we're going to start the nut on there. All right, we're going to go ahead and start tightening down the nut. You'll see the new shock also has this little spot to hold it if it starts to spin on us while we're tightening it. You're just going to tighten it down all the way. You'll see the bushing swell out and get real big, but it's supposed to do that. Tighten her down until she's tight. And that is it for that side. Okay, now we're on the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Vehicle's still in the same position with the wheels just touching the ground there. Wow. You can see that one's just totally, that's the bushing. That explains why this thing was making so much noise for the customer. You can see there was no bushing left. That thing is just rattling around. But we'll do the same thing, just take it off. And now we'll just do like we did on the other side. We'll pull down on the shock. You'll see it from in there. Come right through. And we'll do the same thing down here. All right, there's our second shock off. And we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get this started, or get this onto the Okay, now our last step is just tighten down or put the bushing and the washer back on top here. We're going to do the same thing like we did on the other side. Just tighten down this nut all the way. Okay, pop our little cap back on. And our cover. Okay, now we'll just bring the vehicle back up and tighten down those two nuts. All right, we're back under the vehicle now. All we're gonna do now is tighten up the lower shock mounting nut. And repeat that for the other side, and then we're pretty much done. All right, so we're all done installing the shocks. These things were making all kinds of noise before. Now they're nice and quiet. The bushings being gone on this side were, well, you saw them, they were shot. All right, make sure you check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/APDTY, and subscribe to us on YouTube, and you'll see all our newest videos that we put on. So thanks for watching.